Homelessness in general, I think it could happen to anybody. My perception is there's a lot of people out there that look down on homeless people. I personally believe it's fear, and it is fearful. It's very fearful to not have a home to go to.
Oh yeah, there's 141 as of last Saturday.
Wow.
141 tents.
Think about us that are out here all throughout America. More and more of these camps are popping up everywhere. So if we can come united, because America started from the ground, you got to have a place to start. You can't just start on the top. You have to have a base where you're safe, where you can keep your belongings, so that you can get yourself together and come up. So all around the world, butterflies gonna fly, and I'm gonna help people everywhere I go.
I am 23 years old. I just had a birthday, and it is tough living out here in the streets because every day you wake up, you don't know what you're gonna do, and you don't know how you're gonna eat, how you're gonna clothe yourself. I mean, there are shelters, there are parks, teen center, but you can only go there for so long.
I was working where I was living, and due to extended family of theirs being unemployed and in another state and unable to keep their place, we exchanged. They hired them instead of me. Through a series of events, I ended up out here.
I'm on parole. I went to prison a couple years back, and because of the resources that have been cut, thanks to Jerry Brown and Arnold Schwarzenegger, there's a lot of parolees that are out on the river. Not having a brick and mortar over my head, I've not let it defeat me. I go to school full time, I volunteer full time, I draw, I'm a tattoo artist, so other than worrying about where am I going to sleep, it's just another obstacle, and I will overcome.
I'm 60 years old. I'm too old to work. As they say, I was a carpenter, and I'm too young to get Social Security. You know, you have to get that at 62. So I'm betwixt and between. I've been living out here for maybe about 6-7 months now. I slept on the streets, and it's illegal to sleep on the streets. It's illegal to sleep behind a dumpster. It's illegal to just be poor. I try to help everybody within the whole area because it's not an individual thing of homelessness. It's a unified thing. They're raising $367 million for the Sacramento Kings, but they won't raise $1 for the homeless. And we're trying to find a way that we can have a stable place to live, and they wouldn't give us not $1. Isn't that something? And we have worked in this system. We paid taxes. We had jobs. We had homes. We had cars. We had bank accounts. But then, you know, as what they call it, recession. Isn't that something? Recession hit us. Now we can't do those things. And now they're trying to sweep us up under the rug.
You still have faith?
Oh, yes,
That's
sir.
Wonderful. That's
yes,
wonderful.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, because doubt looks down.
Yeah.
Worry looks around, but faith looks up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep looking up.
The police decide to crack down on this area, where will these people go?
No, they have no place to go. No place to go. That's the issue, you know. They have absolutely no place to go.
Well, this was an internal decision with the Sacramento Police Department. There was a few logistical things that we had to consider. You know, obviously how many officers we had available today, and there's also even the holidays. We considered the holidays, and we didn't want to do it right around Christmas time. And that's why we waited, the next week after Christmas to do this. This isn't a surprise, to the community out here. We've been letting them know that this is going to happen, and I think everybody's just, it's not really welcome, but they're doing everything that we've expected them to do. We haven't come into hardly any resistance.
We haven't seen one city councilman out here today. We haven't seen the mayor out here. We haven't seen anybody out here. They're not willing to admit they have a problem. As long as it's out of sight, they ignore it. They're really pretty big cowards. All we've seen is a bunch of police threatening everybody who don't have any place else to go.
I've been out here since I was off and on since I was 19. Every day it's a struggle. Is everybody like these guys messing with us, telling us we gotta move. Now I gotta face the facts where I gotta find another place to live. I gotta leave my uncle and my aunt down there. I'm not gonna stay here to go to jail over something that's ridiculous and lose my stuff. This is a 2-bedroom tent. This is a bedroom. You know what I mean? The poles are broke. You know what I mean? I don't usually live like this, but they're making us leave.
I honestly, I'm done with living homeless. Sacramento's so cool and all, but harassing the homeless ain't cool. They expect us to be indoors, right? They expect us to have jobs. How am I supposed to do that when you keep on making us move?
I'm only 23. I might not be too understanding of this yet, but I'm pretty sure this isn't how America's supposed to work. You know, they push us out into the holes, and then they kick us out of them and drive us all into one spot, and then they try to tell us to go again. And they're telling us to go anywhere, but when we go, 2 days later from now, we're going to get another camping ticket, we're going to get thrown in jail, harassed, all our shit's going to get tossed out.
They come around to wherever you camp, and they give you a 48-hour notice usually, and a camping citation. I got like 5 of them at this point. And what they'll do is they'll track me down, they'll give me a notice and a citation, and I'll have to keep moving. Therefore, I can't do anything else to improve my situation.
The camping ordinance in Sacramento is ridiculous. It's silly, you know, and for city council and me to work together and other leaders of the community to work together to come to some solution, because there is solutions. Everybody just has to step up to the table and be grown about it and approach the issue instead of trying to sweep it under the rug.
This is normal. This has been going on since the 30s. It's been going on recently for the past 15 years. It's not any different than any other day. It's just that the public doesn't know what really goes on. They see what the social media wants them to see, as far as the mainstream media, like the news. They don't see that we're people like everybody else, that most of us have fallen on hard times. Most of us are sick and ill mentally, or they have an addiction problem. And with the resources, there's no way to handle that and overcome that, because there's no money for it. We're human like everybody else, and that we breathe the same air, drink the same water, and we're not any different than someone working in a high-rise living in Rockland and someone living out here.
There was a guy out here who supposedly went to his chemotherapy today. He couldn't go.
I'm supposed to do chemotherapy at 11 o'clock. I can't do that.
So what if his cancer eat up on him a little more because he couldn't go get his chemo? They're arresting us. They're putting us in jail because we are homeless. I'm not going nowhere. They'll have to drag me off. I'm not going to be violent. They put the cuffs on me. I'm going to go freely.
You're in violation of illegal camping, which is Sacramento City Code Section 12.52.030. You're hereby ordered to immediately pack all of your belongings and leave. If you fail to do so, you will be arrested accordingly. At this time, will you comply?
No, sir.
Okay.
All right, Eli, I'm going to put a handcuff on you. Go ahead and turn around. So what we're going to do is we're going to inventory your property. Okay, it will be stored for you. You'll be given a receipt. You'll be notified where you can pick up your property. It'll all be there for you. But because this is a criminal case, you will not be able to get it until it's adjudicated, which is going to be about 3 months. I don't know if
See you soon, brother Eli.
So once we get done processing this,
Yes, sir.
we'll be given.
All right, you good? Hang tight for just a little bit.
Let me see if I can window down.
Any final words, Eli?
This is what happened to poor people.
There's 2 ways to lead. You can lead by inspiration or intimidation. Now, in the case of inspiration, you need somebody that's got a vision of what the future is. It's pretty clear that none of our leaders have that. Next year's an election year. I'd like any voters to think about this a lot. Look for a guy with vision. Don't look for somebody that's quoting the same old party line. We're in desperate times in America, and we need real solutions.
Said nobody loves me, nobody even cares. Seems that Mayor Johnson and the city council want the homeless to move anywhere, long as it's not next door to them. Not next door to them. Seems like I'm homeless everywhere I go. Here in Sacramento town, we're thrown from door to door. Every day I have the blues. Every day I have the blues. Maybe one day Mayor Johnson may find somewhere I can hang my shoes.